Have you ever felt like your world is shifting in a way that no one else seems to understand? Like something deep inside you is breaking free, even though everyone around you thinks you're just overthinking or losing your mind? Let me tell you, you are not crazy. You are waking up spiritually, powerfully, and purposefully. And once you start seeing through the illusions, there's no going back. Stay with me till the end, because this journey will confirm everything you've silently wondered about. Confusion, isolation, restlessness. These are not signs of madness. They're signals of awakening. The universe doesn't shake you for no reason. It cracks your reality only when your soul is ready to remember who you truly are. And that breaking apart you're feeling, it's actually a breaking open. The spiritual veil is lifting, and everything you once believed about the world is being rearranged so you can see clearly for the first time. Your intuition gets louder. You start feeling things before they happen. People's energy becomes more visible than their words. You sense the truth in silence, and lies become impossible to ignore. This isn't paranoia, it's awareness. A deep-rooted knowing that comes not from logic, but from alignment with your higher self. And even though it's hard to explain, you know it's real because your soul is finally speaking louder than your mind. Your old habits stop working. What used to satisfy you no longer brings joy. The people, the routines, the distractions, they suddenly feel hollow. And while this can be terrifying, it's also the most liberating shift of your life. Because the emptiness isn't a void. It's sacred space being cleared for truth, purpose, and divine connection. Your dreams become vivid. Your sleep becomes strange. You're not just dreaming, you're remembering. Receiving messages, meeting your guides. Your consciousness is no longer limited to this physical world. The 3D dimension is loosening its grip, and the more you surrender, the more you begin to access dimensions beyond your 5 senses. You are becoming multidimensional. You begin to detach from the chaos, not because you don't care, but because you now see that fear, noise, and drama are illusions. You observe more, react less, because peace becomes more important than proving yourself. And this shift in your energy starts to ripple outward. Even if you're not saying a word, your presence starts speaking volumes. You lose people, but gain yourself. The spiritual path is not a popularity contest. It's a sacred unraveling. And as your vibration rises, you will outgrow people who only knew the former version of you. It hurts, but it's divine. Because this journey isn't about pleasing others. It's about finally meeting your authentic self without apology. You begin to crave solitude, not loneliness, just quiet. Just space to think, to feel, to be. Because in the silence, your soul feels safe. The noise of the world no longer entertains you. You'd rather sit with your thoughts than distract yourself with things that drain your energy. And that's how you begin to truly heal. Time feels different. Moments stretch or collapse. You find yourself losing track of hours, days even, because you're slipping in and out of linear time. That's not a glitch. That's consciousness expanding. That's the universe reminding you. Time is a construct and your soul is infinite. You're touching eternity in moments of stillness. Your body starts to speak. Unusual aches, energy rushes, pressure on your forehead, sudden fatigue, or bursts of bliss. It's all energy moving. Kundalini rising, chakras aligning, DNA activating. You're not ill, you're being upgraded. Your physical vessel is recalibrating to hold more light. It's sacred transformation in action. You start to question everything. Your career, your religion, your relationships. None of it feels settled. And that's not weakness, that's growth. Because a soul awakening will dismantle everything that was built on false foundations. It's terrifying, yes, but it's also the birthplace of a life rooted in truth. You feel like something is coming. A shift, a breakthrough, a mission. Even if you don't have the full picture yet, you know deep down there is something big meant for you. This inner whisper grows louder every day because the universe is calling you into alignment. And once you accept it, nothing will ever feel the same again. Synchronicities increase, numbers repeat, animals appear, songs play at the exact right time. Messages find you when you're about to give up. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations, proof that you are being guided, supported, and watched over by divine forces who've been with you all along. Your perception sharpens. You start to see the soul behind the surface. You begin to sense what people truly mean, not just what they say. The world becomes more transparent. Illusions fade, truth becomes magnetic, and through it all, your heart starts to lead. That's the power of divine awakening. It doesn't just change what you see, it transforms how you see. You become a light in the dark, not because you try to be, but because you are. You carry something within that this world desperately needs. A frequency, a remembrance, a silent revolution. And even when it's hard, you keep going. Because something inside you knows. This awakening is not just for you. It's for everyone who will rise because of your light. The illusions begin to dissolve. The world you once believed in, the roles, the systems, the expectations, starts to look like a stage. And you finally realize you've been acting in a script that was never written by your soul. What once felt normal now feels hollow, and what once felt invisible now feels real. You begin to see through the masks. You begin to notice how much of society runs on autopilot, and you no longer wish to be part of that slumber. You desire truth no matter how uncomfortable it is, because your spirit can no longer live in lies. Your inner child begins to awaken. Amidst the chaos of transformation, a soft, ancient voice emerges within you. The voice of the innocent, unconditioned self. You find yourself remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. You crave joy, play, nature, art, and simplicity. This isn't regression, it's restoration. It's the soul reclaiming what was lost in the noise of adulthood. That inner child carries divine codes of freedom and authenticity, and now they are waking up from the long sleep of survival. Emotions intensify. Not to break you, but to cleanse you. Sadness, anger, fear, joy, they all rush in like waves you've held back for too long. These emotions are not your enemies. They are sacred messengers. They rise because you're healing, because your soul no longer wants to carry suppressed grief, unprocessed trauma, or inherited pain. Each tear is a portal. Each breakdown is a breakthrough. You're not falling apart. You're being rewritten by light. You stop chasing and start attracting. At first, this feels confusing. You used to fight, push, hustle, but now something within you whispers, let it come. You no longer chase energy that isn't meant for you. You realize that everything truly aligned with your soul doesn't need to be forced. It flows. It feels light. This is not laziness. It's divine receptivity. You become a magnet, not a seeker. And in that stillness, miracles find you. The universe tests your resolve. As you rise, the old world doesn't just disappear. It tries to pull you back through people, patterns, doubts. These tests are not punishment. They are spiritual checkpoints asking, are you ready to embody what you've remembered? The more you choose alignment over comfort, truth over approval, intuition over logic, the more your path becomes illuminated. Every storm you survive sharpens your sword. You begin to meet others who mirror your light. As your frequency rises, your tribe finds you. Not because you look, but because your energy calls them in. Souls who speak your unspoken language. Beings who feel like home, even if you've just met. This is soul family, and they've been walking parallel to you in silence. Now the time has come for convergence. When you meet them, you'll know. It won't need to be explained. You become allergic to anything inauthentic, whether it's a job, relationship, or belief system. Anything that doesn't match your truth becomes unbearable. Not because you're negative, but because your energy has become too sensitive, too sacred, too aligned to tolerate lies. You don't hate the world, you just can't lie to yourself anymore. And this is what spiritual freedom looks like. Walking away from anything that dims your soul. Divine timing becomes real. You begin to see that nothing was random. Every delay, every heartbreak, every detour was part of a greater orchestration. The universe wasn't punishing you, it was preparing you. You start to trust the pauses. You begin to surrender your timelines. You learn to say, not my will, but divine will. And that's when things begin to unfold faster than you ever imagined. Not because you forced them, but because you finally stopped. You stop asking for proof and start walking in faith. You no longer need validation, explanations, or guarantees. Your inner knowing becomes your compass. You realize that real spirituality isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about walking boldly with none. This is where power lives, in the invisible, in the unshakable peace that says, I don't know what's coming, but I trust what's guiding me. That is awakening. What do you think? Have you been experiencing this shift? Comment your truth down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more curious and powerful thoughts. And if you're ready to go deeper, check out the video in the description. It reveals what most never talk about on the spiritual path.